Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the City of Greensboro. Greensboro City Manager Jim Westmoreland presented the City Council with a $532.5 million recommended budget for the 2017-18 fiscal year that meets the needs of our growing city and aligns our services with the priorities and expectations of City Council and the community. At City Council's direction, the recommended budget maintains the current city property tax rate of 63.25 cents per $100 property valuation for the 8th consecutive year. While the current tax rate is 2.11 cents higher than the revenue-neutral tax rate, it will allow the city to dedicate additional funds to debt service and fully fund the 2008, 2009, and 2016 bond referenda passed by voters to support employee compensation priorities and to increase overall funding for transit services by more than $450,000. The proposed budget also supports ongoing water and sewer maintenance with a recommended increase to the water and sewer rates while still maintaining one of the lowest rates in North Carolina. The city manager says this proposal offers a sustainable, balanced budget that effectively responds to the needs of the organization, strongly supports our valued employees, and commits resources to focus on public safety, infrastructure, economic development, and the quality of life in Greensboro. Community budget meetings are set for 6 p.m. on Tuesday, May 30th and Wednesday, May 31st at the Greensboro History Museum located at 130 Summit Avenue. A budget public hearing will take place during the June 6th City Council meeting. The budget is scheduled to be adopted at the June 20th City Council meeting. The full version of the manager's recommended budget is online at greensboro-nc.gov/recommended budget. In light of 2 adult males being struck and killed last week by an Amtrak passenger train, Greensboro police officers will continue patrolling the railroad tracks in an effort to educate residents about the dangers of walking along the tracks. These specially trained officers are riding all-terrain vehicles as they distribute flyers, promoting awareness about rail safety. Officers will be patrolling the areas around active rails, and the city manager is accepting invitations to attend neighborhood association meetings to make residents aware of the problem. Already this year, 3 pedestrians have lost their lives to a train accident. The goal of the ATV campaign is to prevent future pedestrian or vehicle train collisions in the city. Pedestrians and drivers are reminded they should never try to beat a train. It's important to note trains can neither veer nor stop quickly enough to avoid a collision with a person or a vehicle on the tracks. The average freight train traveling at 55 miles per hour needs more than a mile to make a complete stop. 1 mile is the length of 18 football fields. Drivers, bicyclists, and pedestrians must be alert around railroad tracks and avoid texting or wearing earbuds. All train tracks are private property, trespassing is illegal and extremely dangerous. If you suspect a signal is malfunctioning, either call 911 or the Greensboro Police Department at 336-373-2222. The Greensboro Cultural Arts Master Plan, or GCAMP Task Force, officially kicks off at the Van Dyke Performance Space at the Greensboro Cultural Center. Mayor Nancy Vaughn will introduce co-chairs Jackie Gilliam and Councilwoman Nancy Hoffman. The kickoff provides an overview of the Arts Master Plan process and an introduction to the task force made up of artists, philanthropists, art educators, and leaders from the business and nonprofit arenas. The community is encouraged to be involved in the process. In recognition of the important role arts play in the local economy and culture, City Council created a task force that will lead the effort to create an arts master plan. The city issued a request for proposals seeking a firm that will work with the task force to develop a plan that will create an inclusive, sustainable, and comprehensive roadmap that capitalizes, enhances, and supports the arts community. As part of this work, the GCAMP Task Force aims to create an inclusive inventory of organizations of all sizes. If you lead a Greensboro arts group, please submit your information at greensboro-nc.gov/GCAMP. In an effort to help our employees and residents live the best life possible, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief, informative videos we are sharing in hopes of inspiring you to invest in yourself by getting fit and staying fit. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Regardless of what sport your teenager plays, and whether they play at a highly competitive level or whether they play for fun, we know that they want to win very badly. But we also know that equally, if not more important, is keeping them safe. My name is Dr. Robert Weiner, and I'm with Murphy Weiner Orthopedics. And I'm going to talk to you today about what the warning signs are, what to look for, and how to keep your teenagers and kids safe when they're playing sports at whatever level they're doing. When we talk about factors that lead to injuries, there's some things I want you to understand first about what an injury really is. Injuries can be from one particular event, such as you're running down the field and you go to make a hard cut and your knee gives out. That's one particular event. Or an injury can come from overdoing the same activity over and over again. We call those overuse injuries. And the problem is that not always do you pay attention to the pain. The young athlete may want to just continue to throw because they don't want to disappoint anybody, and so they continue to throw in pain. So the way to prevent an injury in throwing is not only to make sure your arm is strong, but also to make sure that your whole body is strong. So we really stress core strengthening for our throwers. That's true for not just baseball. It's true in tennis, because it's an overhead sport. It's true in volleyball because that can also be an overhead sport. It's true in swimming. So the one thing we tell all of our coaches and our parents when we're talking about their kids playing a sport that involves using their arm is, number one, if you start having pain, immediately stop. Because the more you throw or do anything in pain, the more you're going to do more injury. Then we go back and say, okay, you take some time off. You do a lot of stretching. Stretching is very important in any sport, whether it's baseball for your arm or your hips, you have to stretch those too. Whether it's football or basketball, where we stress a lot about stretching the lower body. But the stretching is important, the strengthening is important, and then resting. Resting is really important, and so we stress that a lot. And so when you feel like that you've done the strengthening and done the stretching, and if there is pain, and you've taken a week or two off, yet you've continued to work on the rest of your body, and if the pain is still there, you need to see us. We see a lot of times that, especially in the summer, when these summer leagues will start up, that the kids will start playing on two different teams. And so one team will play on the weekends and another team will play during the week, and all of a sudden, you don't realize it, but they're playing every day and there's no rest, there's no downtime. And so we can see a lot of injuries from that standpoint. We see it in soccer, we see it in baseball. So playing on multiple teams at the same time is a real warning sign that an injury may be brewing. And again, if something starts to hurt, you have to stop. The other thing that we see that goes along with this is that there are many times where there are big tournament weekends, and there'll be 3 or 4 games a day on a Saturday and then on a Sunday. And that's also a potential recipe for a problem. So really paying attention to the amount of time that the young athlete is playing when you don't think it's a big deal, but if you start adding it all up, it's an incredible amount of exposure to the same sport, the same stress on their body over and over again. Just remember, at the end of the day, it's equally important not just to win and to outscore the other team, but also to make sure that you stay safe and healthy. So thank you. Now, for any other information on these topics, go to conehealth.com/orthopedics, and you can find all that information that you need. Thank you.
Prepare to mark your calendars for the Summer Sunday concert series. We'll have that and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Music for Sunday Evening in the Park, also known as the MUSEP Concert Series, will begin its 38th season. The series will feature the Wally West Little Big Band at 6 p.m. on June 4th at Blandwood Mansion, located at 447 West Washington Street. Admission is free, but donations are always appreciated. MUSEP concerts featuring local artists will take place every Sunday from June to the end of August at parks throughout the city. This year, MUSEP will welcome back some familiar faces and new performers to the lineup. Bring a picnic, pets, and invite your family and friends. Pets must be on a leash. Prepare to sit back, relax, and enjoy a Sunday evening in the park. Please note, alcohol and charcoal grills are not allowed in the City of Greensboro parks. The Steve Milliken Black Caps Veterans Group will hold a Memorial Day ceremony at the Guilford County Veterans Memorial at 2 p.m. on Sunday, May 28th at Country Park located at 3905 Nathaniel Green Drive. The program will include the presentation of the colors by the 82nd Airborne Division Color Guard and an address by retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Susan Danielson with the Greensboro Police Department. Danielson served in active duty for more than 24 years, completing tours as both a military police officer and a public information officer. After retiring from the Army, Danielson worked as a government contractor, providing security for facilities both in the U.S. and abroad. She currently serves as the Public Information Officer for GPD. In an effort to recognize and celebrate the entrepreneurs, the artists, the community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the City of Greensboro is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro installments. This day, we place the spotlight on a canine enterprise called Barks. Dogs are at the heart of one of the city's unique vocational trainings, the Barks Dog Treat Company, the Spring Garden Street Bakery, where special dog treats are made by special hands. The All-Natural Dog Treat Company is a program of the Arc of Greensboro. It provides individuals with intellectual or developmental disabilities vocational training while they work as staff bakers in an operational bakery. 21 people currently serve as bakers, with 8 working each day, Monday through Friday, making the treats, packaging them, and selling them. Jessica Kamir is the program manager at Barks. She says this project gives the team a sense of self-worth and purpose as the bakers learn skills, which adds great value for a population that is often overlooked. Dawn Scales is the business manager and says a lot of their bakers have jobs outside of Barks, which reinforces the skills they use in the workplace. The dog treats are also sold at Fresh Markets, Lowe's Foods, and Best Way Grocery Company locations. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Scott Mothersbaugh and Jerry Wolford, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. The Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department, in partnership with the nonprofit group Heal Our Heroes, will offer outdoor recreation activities for military veterans during the summer and fall. Veterans can assemble at 2 p.m. at the Lake Brant Marina located at 5945 Lake Brant Road to participate in outdoor activities on May 23rd, June 20th, July 18th, August 15th, and September 19th. The free activities will include kayaking, hiking, fishing, and a cookout. Registration is required. For more information or to register, please call 336-430-8414 or visit the website at healourheroes.org. The city of Greensboro is known for the arts. Coming up after the break, we'll give you a preview of what's taking shape at the Greensboro Cultural Center. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. If you're not familiar with the Greensboro Cultural Center, the facility boasts 4 levels of classrooms, studios, and the Jan Van Dyke Performance Space. Joining me now to provide us with a preview of what's coming up this summer is one of the newest members of the G Team, Kendrick Maze. He's the city's Special Events Coordinator. Hello, Kendrick. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carla, for having me.
Absolutely. So the Cultural Center has a lot to offer. For anyone who hasn't been by lately, tell us what are some of the upgrades that have taken place at the facility.
All right. Well, first we have Wi-Fi throughout the building. We also added bright signage to the front of the building just to attract more visitors. We have signage on the front glass from Davie Street as well as on the back if you come from the Church Street deck. So really we want to highlight all the business partners we have in the business. So we encourage Greensboro residents, come on out and check us out.
Okay, it's a beautiful building. If people haven't seen it, you're right next to LeBauer Park.
Correct.
If they need a landmark. So the signage is going to help people to identify where you are.
Yes.
Now, as far as being the special events coordinator, if someone wants to host an event in the city, when do they need a permit and how would they go about getting it?
Okay, well, they can find all our documents on greensboronc.gov/special events. So what it is, for special events, we ask that they give us 60-day notice when turning in their applications. And then for neighborhood block parties that require street closures, we just ask 30 days. And then for our community parks, the application is online as well. We just ask for 2 weeks. So we're here to help. We just ask that they give us enough time to help adequately review their applications and make sure they're issued permits in a timely manner.
Okay, so that's good to know. You just made a few points of the types of events that require you to have a permit.
Correct.
You can't just pop up in your neighborhood and say we're having a block party.
That's true.
Okay, so they know to go online and you'll make it easy. They can call you directly.
They can.
And summer is right around the corner. People like to plan and see what's going on. We've already told folks about MUSEP, which is your Sunday evening series of concerts in the park.
Right.
What else is going on this summer?
Okay, well, June 17th at the Greensboro Arboretum, we have our summer solstice. So it's a festival. There'll be dancers, there'll be hula hoopers, balloon twisting. There's a $5 admission, no pets, but it's an event that the city partners with the event producer. That's summer solstice, June 17th, starting at 2 p.m.
Okay, and where is that taking place?
Greensboro Arboretum.
Greensboro Arboretum. I have not been there,
All
so
right.
I'm looking forward to it, and we hope folks will mark their calendars. They've got plenty of time to plan.
Yes.
Now, for all the things that go on through the Cultural Center, you have many things that take place there. How can people get connected and just stay in the know?
Okay. Well, we have a Facebook page, so they can find us there. We also have Twitter, Instagram. But if they just go online, do a Google search, Greensboro Cultural Center, all of our social media information is there as well as our website. So we're updating the website, so if there are any suggestions, let me know and I'll make sure I get that on there.
Okay, well, thank you, Kendrick.
Yes,
Welcome
ma'am.
aboard. We're glad to have you as part of the G Team, and
Thank you.
we hope you'll come back and give us other updates of what's going on at the Cultural Center.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned for a little known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city that's coming up after the break. Welcome back. One way to stay in the know is by attending City Council meetings. Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public and air live right here on the Greensboro Television Network. Regular meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month in the council chambers on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule, please visit greensboro-nc.gov/council meetings. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Gillespie Golf Course is one of 2 golf facilities owned and operated by the city of Greensboro. The Gillespie Park area was named for Revolutionary War Colonel Daniel Gillespie, one of the city's founders. He fought for independence in the Battle of Alamance and Guilford Courthouse. Gillespie Golf Course opened in 1941 with 9 holes on 80 acres of rolling country hills within 1 mile of the center of the city on Florida Street. In 1991, major alterations produced the golf course you see today with 18 holes. With the possible exception of holes 1 and 10, there are no easy holes at Gillespie, while at the same time there are no unreasonably difficult holes either. Gillespie is simply a solid golf course providing a variety of challenges to test the skills of all players. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you what's going on in the city if you're looking for something to do this week. Now it's time to check in with Jody Stanley for a look at things to do and places to go. Jody?
Thanks, Carla. We want to wish all our viewers an early happy Memorial Day, and this week we'll pay special tribute to those who gave their life while serving in our country's armed forces. Thank you for your service. If you're looking for a fun way to kick off Memorial Day weekend with your children, head over to the Greensboro Children's Museum for $4 Fun Friday night from 5 to 8 p.m. From Memorial Day to Labor Day, the Children's Museum offers a Blue Star military discount to anyone with a military ID. Starting on Memorial Day, the military ID entitles you to free admission for 6 people all summer long. For more details, go to gcmuseum.com. Here's a fun summer update. All 4 Greensboro Parks and Recreation outdoor pools open this Saturday for Memorial Day weekend. 2 spray grounds are operated free of charge during the summer months. For a list of all pool locations and directions, visit greensboro-nc.gov/pools. Looking for more fun activities to do with your family that won't break the bank? ArtQuest Studio at Green Hill in the Greensboro Cultural Center hosts free family night every Wednesday. Free and open to the public, family night is a great place to enjoy an art-driven evening with family and friends from 5 to 7 p.m. The ArtQuest Studios are active social spaces where families can create art and share ideas. More information can be found on greenhillnc.org. Back to you, Carla.
Thank you, Jody. The City of Greensboro has 22 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our Department Spotlight. The Greensboro Fire Department includes 25 fire stations staffed with nearly 580 men and women. The department responds in times of emergency, protecting life and property in an effort to stabilize emergency situations and minimize their impact. As a full-service emergency response agency, the Greensboro Fire Department provides comprehensive fire protection, emergency medical first responder service, hazardous materials response, and technical rescue services while managing the city's emergency preparedness efforts. The fire department also enforces state fire codes, conducts fire investigations, and provides public fire and injury prevention education programs. The Greensboro Fire Department is the lead agency for the Metropolitan Medical Response System, providing large-scale medical services in healthcare and disaster management. The fire department is also a regional provider of urban search and rescue services. The Greensboro Fire Department responds to more than 30,000 emergency calls each year. Thank you to all fire staff for all you do to save lives and protect our property. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout-out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO segment. Congratulations to Greensboro's very own Vanessa Ferguson. She continues to advance on NBC's The Voice on Alicia Keys' team. Vanessa's performances include Don't Let Me Down, If I Were Your Woman, Lean on Me, and For Once in My Life. Arts Greensboro is excited to announce Vanessa will kick off this year's Levitt Series on June 3rd in Barber Park. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.